All right. Let's see if I was able to catch it. All right, cool. We're back. It's always a doozy. All right, put that in my pocket. Let's grab a deadlift real quick. Now, our form's not perfectly symmetric, as we would suggest. We're still working on a lot of mobility things. So I'm doing a couple hip flexor stretches. We're at 3, 4, 5, 6. Whew. Working stuff out. Let me grab my other glove. I'll keep walking. I guess now's a good GUI packet break. First of all, morning friends. Sorry, welcome to the alternate channel, Ultimate Live. My GoPro decided it didn't want to do what it was supposed to do and lost signal, so we're back. Cool. We're about a mile in. So we ran a mile, technically probably 0.9 miles. And then we had this whole snafu. So I'm gonna take it as an opportunity to have a disgusting GUI packet. I'm gonna see if I could get us out to the 2-mile marker. We'll see if I hit that and then do the return path. That'll give us a clean 4 miles. Ideally we'd be doing 5, but it's my first time out in a while, so I want to work hard but be conservative. Oh, it's disgusting. Strawberry banana. But overall, nothing's in the injury space, but definitely a lot of asymmetries present in form concerning hip stability, core contraction, back. So we're working on unlocking some range of motion, and when we do that, it shifts how we run. So I just want to be very aware of that, because you run the risk of overdeveloping and underdeveloping things, or increasing your impact because you're twisted. I just gotta be careful. All right, yummy. Let's give it another go. Got 80% of a battery left. I need my phone. Got 2 people hanging out allegedly. They found the live. Hold on. Glove, which I don't really need anymore. It's not that cold, it's not that warm, so for the sake of not having cold hands, I'll put it on. It was crazy. A couple weeks ago I went for a run, in between like phone GUI packet swaps and running in a little while, I lost my glove, and then I was like, well, I can't let this interrupt our overall running goals. So I just kept going and trusted, you know, that we would find it. And we did. It's great. All right, I'm gonna do 3 deadlifts. A squat. Ooh, hoo, hoo, hoo. Squat. Ah! squat, deadlifts, tuck the tailbone, lean forward, mellow. All right. We're now in our happy jog. Oh yeah. Let's see how this ends up. We got our sights on possibly hitting 4 miles. So far, nothing's in the danger zone, body-wise. And I haven't done sustained cardio in a while, so it'll be a major accomplishment for us both. Hopefully no more GoPro issues, so I can just focus on the task. Hopefully the biologics hold up. What I mean by that is I have to pee. Hopefully the kids stay asleep so Felicia can rest. It's a lot of hope. A lot of hopefullys. Bird. Gah! Just plunking along. So, again, my goal is conversation pace. I don't want to be going too quick. I want to keep things nice and mellow. Keep my cardio under control the whole time. Part of the challenge is also just like having the right expectations. Long distance running takes time, and I haven't done it in two weeks because of some pain and injuries. So now I'm out here just struggling with expectations and confidence, like having confidence that I can actually consistently move for a longer duration without any issue or injury. So finding that confidence is a little tricky right now. And then also just expectations of like, oh shoot, this is gonna take a while. Because you can't run long distance fast. Well, you can if you're fit and trained for it. But if you run like me, for the reasons I run, it actually serves your body better to run it at a controlled, moderate pace. You burn more calories if you can sustain the workout longer. And if you keep the cardio level low enough, keeps you in the fat burn territory and out of the muscle burn territory. It's just better for you. Well, not better for you. Depends on what your goals are. There you go. Like if you want to be able to run a half marathon or a marathon competitively, well then by all means, like speed is your goal. Speed and distance. But for me, running is kind of a processing exercise. It forces me to get out away from my phone, even though it's in my hand. I only use it for chat. And it forces me to kind of be stranded, limited by my own ability to go a certain distance and come back. So like every run is a mental test, again a processing exercise. Yeah, it takes time, and we live in a world of immediate gratification, right? So doing an activity that requires diligence, consistency, time, it's not really a value. We want everything quick and easy, right? 4 easy payments of $19.99. Like, that's the world we live in. So it's definitely challenging to continue to come out here, show up for myself, to carve out this time. And the way that I train, I make Mondays the hardest thing. So we do our long runs on Monday. Tuesday we lift. Wednesday we do a recovery run. Thursday we lift. Friday we do a fartlek, which is a high interval training, which is, oh, it's just a delight. Sarcasm. And so we do all these things for all these reasons. Sundays rest, normally foam rolling, and some VR fitness for fun, just to keep moving in a different way. So Monday we do the hardest thing. Very first thing at the top of the week, we wake up at 4:30, 4 a.m., put on our shoes, drink our pre-workout, set up our live stream, put my pocket Wi-Fi and my GoPro in my pocket. We get out here and we hit go. Right? Like, incredibly difficult. Then we commit to the process, however long the process takes. Then we come home, take the kids to school, and kick butt for the rest of the week. And that's the rub, right? Like, we choose to do the most challenging, enduringly difficult aspect of our training at the earliest moment of the week. And it's not so everything after that's downhill, but in some ways it does give us that resolve of like, well, we showed up and did that. Let's see if we can tackle some of these other challenges. All right, let's see how far we can really take this thing. Let's see if we can continue to focus and progress whatever's important in our life. I kind of have to go to the bathroom. That's my favorite bathroom. But also there's like a momentum thing I'm navigating in my head, because I would stop momentum. I'm like, let's keep rocking. Keep rocking and rolling. We're almost 2 miles in, which is great. It's a strong start, honestly. A little bit better off than I thought it would be. Which, in many ways, is like a product of all the strength and mobility work I've been doing, but also a big one, like, it's a product of rest. When things started to go off the wrong way from an injury perspective, kind of looked at the situation, pulled back on any form of cardio until I could figure out how to move safely with good form. So super exciting to be back out here on the trail, getting a little bit of distance in. We're still throttling it, but I'm just grateful that I took a break. Now, hey, if we turn it back right now, this is the 2-mile marker. Turning it back would give us 4. That would be really great. Huge accomplishment. Farthest we've run in a while. But I know if I get out to that bridge, which will only take me an extra 7 minutes, if we get out to the bridge, then we're looking at 2.5 miles. And if we cut it back from there, that would put us at a clean 5 miles. So, decision made. Our body seems to be handling this well enough. We still got to do the return path to truly know. And I haven't been getting lit up with texts like, hey, Kari's awake, or, hey, can you make a bottle? I might, but because it hasn't happened and it feels fairly safe and controlled the way that we're running, I'm gonna stretch it out an extra 0.5 miles, which is about 1 kilometer. What that also means is by just stretching it out a little bit, because I use line running, where I run a line and run it back, as opposed to circles or loop running, I get that bonus half mile coming back. So we're really stretching it out a mile. But psychologically, it's like, well, from where you are to what you're thinking, can you just edge it out another half mile? And I was like, yeah, I can probably edge it out, and I'll probably be able to turn around and make it back home all right. So it gets you into this headspace of like, all right, let's give it a go. Let's see. One of the things I'm actually really happy with today is pace. I've been able to keep pace super low, super mellow. I mean, if you were next to me speed walking, we'd probably be at the same pace. What's nice is I'm getting off my body a little bit, getting off the ground and landing. But we're not in a space of stopping because of cardio fatigue. We're keeping it mellow, controlled, so we can enjoy more of this beautiful, quiet trail together by the river. Getting to stretch out to some of my favorite spots. And by keeping it slow and steady, we don't start inching into the start-stop territory. Which, my goodness, that's the worst. That's the worst place to be. Unless you mean to be there. But start-stop is where you approach a long run with a little bit too much gusto, or a little bit of impatience, just a little bit. But the problem is that on the return path, you find you went too fast, or you went a little too far, and you start. So because of that, then you try to hold the same pace. You hit a wall, cardio runs out of control, you stop and walk for a little bit, gather yourself, and then you're like, oh, okay. And you kick it back on, start running again. 3 minutes later, you hit a wall, and you're like, all right. 1 second. And then you you hit this wall and you get into the start stop, and every time the run part gets shorter, the walk part gets longer, and wrapping up the run gets enduringly harder. Whew. It's just what it is. So I wouldn't have the audacity to say that I've been spared from the run walk on this workout. But it is super empowering to hit without being in that space. And I'm hopeful if I don't get impatient with my pace, I can stay out of that territory. And if I do that, I'll actually get back faster. Normally once we get into the walk run, that's where problems start happening. It's also higher risk of injury. Halfway. There's our bridge. We'll cross you next week, bridge. So I got 2 texts from my wife. So I'm gonna answer those. Give me a second. I'm gonna get to the bathroom. So let's run this half-mile back. Basically this bonus distance. And then when we finish the return of the half-mile, I already want to pick up the pace. I'm like, don't pick up the pace. Keep it mellow. But when you get to the half, ooh, bad puddle. Oh, socks didn't survive that one. But when we get to the 2-mile left spot, take a quick bio break, text my wife, let her know I'm about 30 minutes out, and we'll get it done. We got this. That should be fun. Okay. Keep the pace. Keep the faith. Onward. Onward. I'm happy we turned today into a true long run. I'm happy that thus far nothing feels like it's in the injury zone. Things aren't with form. There's still things shifting, creaking, popping. Some things are flexing or pulling more than others. But overall, it's looking pretty good. Looking along. How gozaimasu. Just keep on jogging. Good form. Oh yeah, there we go. Up at that tree line, that will be our 3-mile marker, which will be 3/5, which I think is absolutely amazing based on where we were last week or 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago we were supposed to is a loose word. We had planned to run 7 miles and just like 0.6 miles into it I was like, oh no, things aren't right. We started doing lunges, deadlifts, squats, shuffles. I was like, oh, this is tracking in the wrong direction. Each day became more and more debilitating, and then I started getting on a plan to regain strength and mobility, and a lot of it was stabilize my core and hip flexor. Found some massive instabilities in my hip flexors from the left one to the right one. So one was radically tighter than the other. Part of it, I think, was just like 300 days of running without really isolating that from a stretch or strength perspective. And then I had flipped programs to something that actually began working into that zone, and it like creaked open the door. It didn't fully unlock it, and then everything just collapsed. Like, so we've done a lot of great rehab to get everything back on the level, and right now we're running really, really well. So that tree line is mile 3. So we'll run to mile 3. We have an easy 2 miles back, which is just lovely. Just trying to keep the pace, keep the rhythm, keep rolling. Get home and be a dad, you know, all that good stuff. Let me take off my glove, text Felicia. I was originally gonna stop off at a bathroom here, but I think I can stay with it. Whew. Puddle run. Let's clear the puddles first. So I'm gonna cover you up while I text Felicia, but I'll still be going. Don't you worry about a thing. Home, but I'm still a ways out, about 35 minutes to 45 minutes. 35 to 45 minutes. Oh, I was lucky for too long. Here we go. Let me get chat going again. Really. Put my glove back on. Ran past my bathroom, so we're committed. wet hand back in a glove. Things are opening up in all the right ways. So I'm gonna try my best to hold pace and finish out this 5 miles well. Do need to control breathing a little bit though. I haven't been out on the trail like this in 2 weeks, so I am more at risk for running aground, burning out. So let's see. It's funny, I know, like, I've barely broken in to mile 4, like at the start of it, you know. And I'm like, I'm almost done with this one. No, Joe. You still got 30 more minutes of joy, so keep plugging along. We're digging deep here today. We're finding our resolve. We're squeezing our core, keeping our core tucked, our tailbone tucked, our feet landing under our center of mass. Doing it nice, gradual, controlled fall forward. Trying to feel every step doing the work. Trying to keep hips level. Another major challenge. So this marks about 3.5 miles in. About 1.5 miles left. We're in the work zone, as we should be. It's been about 50 minutes. By the time we're done, we're looking at about an hour and a half for this one, which is fantastic. Happy we made the time. Come on. Walking sounds so nice right now, but I got the rest of the day to walk. Come on now. Nothing wrong with walking, by the way. People are coming in at different levels, and in some ways, from a cardio perspective, walking can offer different efficiencies. It's lower impact. You typically walk farther if you have patience for the process. You can even have a greater like fat burn if you just stay out on your legs longer. And walking works different subsets of muscles in your body than running, like, because it's a different posture, different core strength. And likely though, you probably walk with poor athletic form. So that's one thing you want to learn how to do if walking's going to be part of your weekly rhythm of life for fitness, take a little bit of time, research how to walk in a way that's optimal for strength, lowered impact, just overall good joint health and mobility. Yeah, and then keep plunking along, little by little, day by day, and you'll find yourself walking farther, walking longer. If you're mindful with nutrition, probably losing a little weight, gaining a little bit of vitality, a little bit less sweaty, climbing up the stairs. Okay. If we want to live and experience the world around us, we got to keep moving. We got to inject as much movement into our day as possible. For me right now, I'm like, well, it feels like we've probably done enough movement for today. Particularly my butt cheeks. They're like, hey, this has been going on quite long enough now. I think we got everything we need out of this experience. If you wouldn't mind, just walk up those steps, call a cab, and let it take you the rest of the way home. Like, it's quitting time. Quitting time. Like, nah, shut up, cheeks. You're a big muscle. You got this. So we're running out towards those two cranes, which seem really tiny because of forced perspective. But as we get closer, they will reach their full height visually. What a lovely, lovely decision we made this morning, getting out here. Slightly true, slightly sarcastic, right down the middle. Demotivating, and at the same time, like an uplifting intention. Like, look at us. We chose to do this. Oh, joy. By the way, friends, first of all, if you're lurking, just hanging out, enjoying the sights of Tokyo, watching me suffer, thank you. Thank you for supporting the channel and being here. But if you've also been here lurking, typing things in chat for engagement, liking the live, all those fun things, and you're like, why doesn't this guy talk to me? My phone's really wonky, so I've tried to refresh YouTube about 4 times, and nothing. It's actually the worst aspect of live streaming in real life like this. My phone just doesn't care about y'all in any way. So I'm gonna power cycle it, because it's been long enough that someone has to have said something by now. I just don't like ignoring people on purpose. Yeah, it's just not my jam. Reboot this sucker. Reconnect. We're getting there. Mile 4. It's just past that green trash can, which means we'll only have 1 mile left, and we will have obtained a healthy, challenging, but for the most part safe 5-mile run. So let's just keep plunking along. Again, friends, if you're not getting the engagement you're hoping for, deeply sorry, but keep chatting it up amongst yourselves. I'll try to reboot YouTube. Appreciate you. Going up. 4 miles. Is that 5 miles? Okay. We want to walk. We want to call that. We want to lay. We're not. Chosen. We had to do this. Much thank you. God, ascend. Don't give up. By the way, my new favorite person to follow is Mike Tyson. Oh man, somebody made a mistake trying to fight that guy. The only reason UFC and boxing ever shows up on my feed is because of Rogan. But oh, Jake Paul, what are you doing, man? Well, the rules of the fight are ludicrous. Like, Jake can call in his brother, like a tag team, they get headgear. Like, the whole thing's hilarious. Alright, flight 1 of 3 right here. Whew. We get all the uphill at the end of our run, which is just a delight. It's just so wonderful right now. It's one. Keep rocking. So we're at maybe 4.3 miles. Okay, so at this point, everything's not really limitations of the body. It's just head games. It's this idea that we've put in so much work and we've been at this for so long that last little slice is just impossible. It's just so far away. You know, or it's so much harder than the first things we've done. And honestly, it's all lies. Like, it's just as hard to run now as it was at the start. And because of muscle fatigue and other factors, sure, it's harder, but like each step is still just a simple intention. We just have to keep plunking along, keep showing up for ourselves, keep trusting the process. It'll be and that's all it really is. That's all it really is. In the wise words of Dory, just keep swimming. Yeah, every step is a choice. It's nice when things aren't sore. It's nice when it's not raining or cold. But this is an opportunity for us to demonstrate to ourselves that we can take control over some of our circumstances. I can't choose the weather, but I can choose my response to it, and whether or not I still lay out my outfit the night before, whether or not I make my pre-workout in the morning, whether or not I still go to bed somewhat on time and wake up, whether or not I stretch it to 2 miles and then to a 2.5 mile turnaround, because I know that'll being faithful in that choice at that point in the run positions us to finish a glorious challenge that's right fit to our ability and broadens our ability on our next run. All these things are choices regardless of the mist, the drizzle, the cold, having a newborn at home, the responsibilities of work and family, or in this case, the choice to run up these 5 flights of stairs and the hill that lies beyond it. This is our victory hill. This is where we're built, refined, strengthened, challenged. This is also our victory hill. After running stairs, get control. Hold form. A little more. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. We're at 4.7 miles. Almost to 5. The path has leveled off, but running is definitely a choice. We got one more flight of stairs across the road, a small straightaway, and then a small recovery walk. And we're back, baby. 5 miles in. Hard fought. Very hard, but insane. And we're really weary and careful with ego and injury, but we still trained in a manner that built confidence and discretion. Last steps, let's go. Come on. Push. Oh, we just gotta make it to the straightaway. Let's go. Hey, keep your core tight, keep your lean, walk with purpose, don't just stop, walk through the finish and use it as a chance to squeeze your core, flex your back, roll your shoulders down and back, lift your head up, look forward. Kind of work into any discomforts or range of motion issues. Lovely. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Beautiful day in the neighborhood. Oh, it should be mine. Oh, it should be mine. Won't you be my neighbor? Batman. Batman would be a great cosplay of Mr. Rogers. I'm surprised that like the Lego Batman movie hasn't figured that out. Even as like a tiny animated short. You know, Aquaman, Lance, other people by his house as guests. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. I can't do it. Let's hit a deadlift. Squeeze. 2 more. Squeeze. 1 more. Squeeze. Tuck. So friends, if you've enjoyed the live, if you've been chatting, thank you so much. When I get home to my PC, which is running the live, I typically will see everything I missed. If people come in and be like, what the heck's going on? Why isn't this working? And it's like, he's got a dumb phone. He's working on it. It's a known issue. I think half of content creation and live streaming is just working through known issues. Like being willing to show up in the imperfection and still go live one more time, or still try to edit one more video, or tweak one more title and thumbnail. Like, it's really a context of one more. Faithfully trusting that your work and your presence is a blessing to someone that you may never meet, but it's like a gift you get to pass on, making somebody smile or encouraging them in their fitness journey.